sounds dumb, but hear me out. I have always been a picky eater, especially when it comes to tomatoes. Ever since I was a kid, my dad would make my spaghetti different from the rest of the house. I like having an essence of the sauce flavor on the noodles, but not the overpowering flavor having noodles bathed in sauce creates. So, here's where it gets a bit odd. My dad would separate my spaghetti from the families after putting the sauce on, and then would rinse the sauce off with the sink water and strainer. I love noodles like this, as it is a nice subtle tomato vibe given to mild spaghetti. My 20, boyfriend 26, has known about this since we first started dating. He always told me my food habits were cute. We have been dating for almost 3 years now and moved in together at the beginning of the pandemic so we could be in lockdown together. Ever since we moved in together, he insisted on taking charge of cooking and all cooking-related tasks, dishes, grocery shopping, etc. And he assigned me to the role of cleaning the bulk of the apartment. We split other tasks pretty much 50-50 too. Everything was perfect, and he always seemed to be making noodles the way I liked them when we had them. This was until last week, when we had spaghetti last. We ate, and everything was good, but afterwards he started teasing by saying things like, "You really like your pasta with an essence of tomato. And how was your tomato's essence, babe?" Always using finger quotes around the word essence. After a few comments, I felt something was off, and I asked him if he had done anything differently with tonight's noodles than he usually does, and he started laughing. When he finally stopped laughing, he told me the whole truth while smirking. He said, "I didn't do anything different than I usually do. I have never been making it the way you have requested." Apparently, the entire time we've been living together, he's just been skipping the pasta sauce on my noodles entirely. He claimed that if I didn't notice for this long, then it shouldn't matter, that he is making dinner in a way that is easier for him. I disagree entirely. I think the lying was a huge breach of trust, and so was the refusal to make dinner how I wanted. I have admittedly been acting passive-aggressively to him since, but he thinks he did nothing wrong, that I'm overreacting, and that I need to let it go. So, am I the a-hole? This is one where I don't think anyone's necessarily the a-hole. The boyfriend who's cooking is inconsiderate for sure. If I had to pick an a-hole, it would be him. I mean, it's not that hard to make something that your partner has requested, and it's obviously a big deal to them, and it's probably nostalgic for them to have their food made the way that their dad made it for them. It's just really inconsiderate. So no, I don't think the OP is the a-hole at all. I think it's the boyfriend trying to do trickery. I've definitely heard worse. On the AITA Reddit forums, but still, messing with someone's food and picking on them, it's not giving loving relationship. So yeah, okay, I do think the boyfriend, the one who cooks, is the a-hole in this. Alright, let's see what we got. This one's called The Wedding Singer. I just got married last week. My wife and I are both in our 30s. I am Mexican and she is American, but we both grew up in the US and both of our families know both languages. My wife planned every bit of the wedding and was very controlling and nervous bride. And was a very controlling and nervous bride. But alright, I get that she was stressed. During the reception, I went to the band and asked them to play a song for me to sing to my new wife. It was Te Amer by Miguel Bosé. It was the song, I think I butchered that, but okay. It was the song from our first date in a really bad Mexican restaurant, so it became a long-standing joke between us. The guests really loved the song. My MIL cried and told me it was beautiful, but my bride seemed upset. I asked her what was wrong, and she said that I am an a-hole for taking the spotlight to enforce my ethnicity and not just let the band sing the song for us. AITA. This one is hard. Her accusation is really bizarre, and because she's the American one, it makes it all the more bizarre. It's like she's almost ashamed of his heritage, and I'm not liking that, especially because the words enforce your ethnicity. It was a gesture, even if it didn't hit right or she had a problem, it was a gesture for her. And really, a lot of the times, it's the thought that counts. So, alright, this one is called the milk swap. Me and 2 other guys share an apartment together, and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split costs on is groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food, and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything so no one gets mixed up. This issue has been going on almost a year, and I am sick of it. 1 second, I need to adjust how I'm sitting. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing. They have my name written all over it. Or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk, for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste, but it seems to finish after a week even though I've only drank it once or twice. I confronted R about this lots of times, and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy even though it's so incredibly obvious. Excuse me. My other roommate and I carpooled together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back from home and R's already left for work that I notice my food is gone. My roommates also had similar problems, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing because R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is, R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from the grocery and tells us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one that I bought. This was to catch/prove R is the one stealing since he's lactose intolerant. The next day, Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, "So then you're the one who's been stealing." He freaking exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks. The fridge, or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it all up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense right now, and my roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know we're both looking to move somewhere else together because we are sick of his shit. I told some buddies what happened, and if you think I was an asshole for that, I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it, and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me the a-hole? No. No, OP, if you tried confronting him, what you did, and he lied. What are the next steps? And especially because he's so stingy about his food. Like, maybe if he were more lenient with his, it would make sense. But for someone to be so stingy about their food to the point where they come home and immediately like mark what's theirs verbally and make it a big deal. No, OP, you are not the a-hole at all. R is the a-hole, obviously. And he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? It's like the refusal to pitch in and share, but thinks that he's entitled to your things. It's a matter of entitlement, really. And it's grossly entitled. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And it's also like, if you tamper with your own food, that's not any sort of problem. If I decided to put real milk in my almond milk carton, that's my prerogative because it's my food. So, you could say it's like food tampering or whatever, but no, it has nothing to do with R's food and everything to do with OP's food. I'm glad that they have a plan to move out together. Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but I do adore reading these for y'all, and I'm planning on filming a couple more, and I still am planning on trying to do a really nautical themed video. So if you guys have any suggestions on how I could do a nautical themed video, like under the sea, stuff about the ocean,